Good day, my dear ones. Always a pleasure to sit down and do some rapping about the health thing. Been talking to a bunch of you this morning. Seems like you guys are getting your wellness straightened around. So many of you are doing so good. It's amazing. Just how good you guys are doing. Your lymph nodes are coming down. A lot of you are just struggling with all the skin problems, the lymph node swellings and all this. Now you get the idea, understanding that the kidneys are your big deals along with the skin. And these are eliminative organs of this gigantic sewer system in the human body known as the lymphatic system. Once you get the lymphatic system, how we teach it, you got it. You know exactly the system that's causing all the problems. You understand the nature of acidosis, and everything just falls in place. Oh wow, this simple. Now, some of you are working hard to get it fixed. There's no question about it. And you just want to keep working it, cheat a little for Christmas, and then head right on down the road. You know, I got a, where is it? I think I left it at home, but this lady says, if you voted for Trump, then I'm not going to be your friend anymore, basically. She said, I love you, but I'm not going to love you anymore because you voted for Trump. And it's like, are you serious? This is a sort of where man got trapped and hooked. Kind of bad, you know. But the thing is, I've been trying to teach people about the jurisdictions here in America. And I don't vote in federal elections because I'm not a federal citizen. You know, a federal citizen is a U.S. citizen. Now, the problem with a whole bunch of this is that the government has been fraudulently trying to pull you out of for those that are born in one of the 50 states. If you're born in one of the 50 states of the United States for America, then you are a citizen of that state. If you're born in Indiana like I was, I'm actually a citizen of that state of Indiana. Now I can move citizenships to another state, or you can domicile yourself in another state. The U.S. Citizenship is a federal citizenship, and that's for federal elections. And the feds, constitutionally, is not supposed to have a government that's invasive like this. That's why I'm saying that's socialism. And that's what the current administration is. That's what the Democratic Party in this country is about. And I think that you see when you have those, you have extreme antagonism because this is not a socialistic country. This is a republic. And when you try to make it a socialistic country, you're coming up against people that won't allow that to happen, because that's why people come to America, is the freedom that breeds, you know. So it's that sort of thing, you know. But you have to, when you look at things, you can't be attached. I'm a God man. I don't care how this is not my planet. I'm only here to give information. But at the same time, it is our planet. It is us. And we have to make sure that things are not corrupt and things like this, because there's an action without action. It's hard to describe that. But once you work in the now and you're starting to get that consciousness going, there's another part of this, and that is that now you have to learn how to work with your mind and emotions at a higher level. And that doesn't mean you don't have to get involved. You can get involved, do anything you want. But we got to be like little kids. You know, if you get mad at something, okay. Now, I can see that. You didn't go your way, or it didn't happen the way you thought it would, and you get upset. But you got to be able to drop that. And you also can't let that affect divine love. If you allow things to affect divine love, which is a detached love of all life, then you've hurt yourself, see? And these are ridiculous. This is creation. And creation is constantly working and balancing itself. And you each have the opportunity to work with creation too as you start growing and stuff. And channeling, you will be, you know, put in positions to help. Because that's the next phase, is you're working not only with just local people, but you start working gigantically, more than you even realize. So you each are such gigantic, beautiful beings. And when you accept that and start working with that and start giving what you're getting, all this information, you're giving it out, you will be lifted up into these higher worlds. Pretty fun stuff. and you'll start to see how God works and how this whole thing works. Cool stuff. But to get mad over elections and stuff like that, that's serious stuff. Man has slipped. And it shows the power the negative forces have had on so many people. And when they're introduced to freedom and stuff like that, they balk, they freak out. So it's tough. You know. But it is what it's going to be. No one can change things. This is the God world. You can be for or against something, but in reality, it's going to take place as it's going to take place, and there's nothing you can do about it. You might add to it and throw your 2 cents into something, but in reality, it's going to take place as it's going to take place. The divine controls its own worlds. So you can't get mad at others who are playing the same games you are. Anyway, this is geopathic stress. Whoa. My name is Angel Leica. I can't pronounce that. I'm writing from Serbia. Want to tell you that you are an incredible person. Oh wow, and doctor, and I wish I could meet you. Yeah, big hug, cyber hug, cyber hug. Let me see here. Watching you on YouTube makes me happy and worried sometimes, since I recognize bad things that I do to my body. You know, but at least you recognize it, you know, and you can change it at any given moment. Sometimes this, you know, the addiction is amazing here. How the mind works and grooves, and emotions too. So sometimes it's hard to pull away from these conditioned states because you just fall into them. And it's just, you've been eating a certain way for a lifetime and you just settle into that. Definitely hard to change habits. There's no question. You see that in every habit out there. And then when you're in a world like this where the awareness of who you really are is at its lowest level, and this area breeds fear from that and everything else because it's such a warring level, that it's a tough place for God to experience here. You know, but you know, it's just like, how finite can worlds be in the worlds of God? And it's like, this is pretty finite, you know, pretty dense chemistry-wise. I wanted to hear your opinion about geopathic stress and how it affects our health and how to remove it. Wishing you a long and happy... Oh, thanks, honey. AKI. Akai? My name is Angelika. Geopathic stress. How about physical world stress? I mean, you have to admit, the movement, and for those of you that have had out-of-body experiences, no one needs to tell you that. But if you've never had a time when you found yourself outside of your physical body, whether you had a bad accident or a near-death experience, then it's hard to understand the fact that you are formless and that you have a freedom far beyond this world. It's hard to understand that because your nervous systems in your body lock you so tight into it that you feel every little thing, that it just keeps you tied into there consciousness-wise. But it is as simple as pulling your attention out of the physical body and moving it somewhere else. That's as simple as it is. Practicing that off and on will help. The stress, geographic or any other stressors of this world is only due to your attachment of the foregone. You have bodies, definitely, that are frugivorish bodies, that are primatish bodies, that are islander bodies. So I'm not totally sure what you mean by geopathic, but it's enough to say that most of the climates and the what I would call the geopathic issues are man has had to deal with all his life, and it's part of why he's where he's at. So I think that, you know, you're dealing in, as geopathic, you're dealing in just numerous levels of consciousness. And these numerous levels of consciousness can be found, like you say, geopathically. So I don't know. It's enough to say that it's a stressor just being here. The best remedy for stress is a simple word that Buddha used called detachment. Who cares? If you don't care, it don't bother you. As soon as you care, it's got a hold on you. And it's hard not to care sometimes because it's in your face. You created something, or you brought in a person to share your life, or whatever. You know, it's hard to live every moment in divine love and all that other kind of stuff. Just the nature of the grind of this world and the different levels of this world, geopathically, geographically, and everywhere else. I think the real essence is the fact that you have to get to the self, yourself, and have some time alone with yourself to appreciate that part. You know, the more that you let go of you, your outer body, your desires and things for the things of the world and stuff, not that you can't have them, but just your desire for things and stuff like that, even in a moment of meditation, it'll start pulling you away from the chains that breeds you. You know, your thoughts and your emotions are like chains around your neck. They either bring you into a positive experience or a negative experience. Both experiences are the opposite side of the same coin, however. So it doesn't really matter. Some people get off on negative experiences and some people get off on positive experiences. I think the bulk obviously swings toward the positive side, as does chemistry and magnetics and everything else. I've always said this is why things are more oval than they are circular. But I don't know. What do I know? You know, I mean, there's just so much that you just wake up and wake up and wake up, and you just start becoming more aware of things as you wake up. The more you have your attention focused, the less you can see other things around that focus. That focus occupies the bulk of your attention. When you remove focus, your attention is freed up, and now you can see a lot more. It's simple. And you can play with that to understand that. Using that understanding can take you into all kinds of places, especially when you adapt. One guy was telling me his wife had left, and he always was in communication with her. I thought that was pretty good. Hi, Dr. Morse. I was wondering if you have any advice for me. I'm 24 years young, and I'm looking at becoming a healer as a career. Excellent. Excellent. You know, to think about this. We have this academic insanity here on this planet. But look what it's yielded us. More problems than ever before. More serious narcissism than ever before. The control of people's lives like never before. I mean, it's just gotten really, really restrictive because that's the negative forces. It's become very social, and it's lost its individuality and freedom. This is the hallmark of America. You get to come here and get to be yourself and be free and enjoy that. But when you elect socialistic thinkers, then they curb that and try to take that away. And that's what happened with this election. That's why you saw the Midwest the way it voted, and the East Coast and West Coast the way they voted. You have a different consciousness than those people. It's just totally different. I'm Midwesterner. So you have more patriot thinkers Midwesterner. You have more constitutionalist Midwesterner. Although, you know, it is what it is. But it's enough to say here that don't think you have to have a world of academics to have a career in healing, because you don't. You want to get an herbal degree or two. They're real easy to get. Some are online, you know, whatever, easy to get. You want to come to our school, I would recommend that, because you'll really get it. And then get that and start working with people. Start working with people, because it isn't so much what your education is, what you can do. And that's what people have to realize. You can look up on the wall and read degrees all day long, and the person might not know one friggin' thing how to help somebody. Just because you went to school and learned other people's opinions in academics doesn't mean it makes you a good healer or a good anything. That's you. That's the individual and their ability to deal with their minds and deal with consciousness and what they're seeing and how they put all that together. because it's one theory stacked on another theory stacked on another theory. We have to pull away from theories right now because man is theory rich, and none of it is helping him. So when you apply truth, then you start getting help. When you see how things work. I was just talking to a good guy here overseas, and a lot of lymph nodes swollen here, big lipoma back here. Most of them are soft and a lot smaller. Lipoma's almost gone. They told him he had a lymphoma and then leukemia. And none of that. He's coming. He's going to do fine. He's going to do well. He's already, his whites are already at 9. Good shape. So he's doing very well. And that's the sort of thing. You know, he's focused. He does his raw. And that's the sort of thing. Get yourself focused, understand the lymph system, and he understands and he sees that. Now he got his kidneys filtering. Now his lymph nodes are going down. Sees that connection. And that's important, to see that connection between your eliminative organs, what they're really supposed to do for you, and why do you pee in the first place? What is that really supposed to do for you? And so you have to understand that you have to have a way to eliminate metabolitic waste. These are wastes produced by the burning of chemistry or the utilization of chemistry in the body at the cellular level or whatever level. You are always going to have byproducts in the process of digestion, in the process of ionization, and all things. Even methylation, you're going to have byproducts in the Krebs cycles and all these cycles. These are just spin-off byproducts. Like CoQ10 is a spin-off. It's a byproduct. Vitamin C is a byproduct. They're co-byproducts. So they're not real. It's hard to explain. You know, these are byproducts of chemistry that are being burnt, and we medical doctors are focused on them, like Linus Pauling, and said, oh, vitamin C is the best thing since apple pie. No, it isn't. It's acidic. It causes hardening of the arteries. There's nothing good about it. If you take the whole complex, the flavonoid complex, not just the bioflavonoids in the C's, but the whole complex, which comes naturally in your fruits, berries, and etc., now you got some good chemistry. So, just start helping people. Help your friends. You know, when you're young, here's one of the problems. Attila faces this. Many people said, you're too young. Been rude to him. Said, I don't take information from a young man like you. Yet Attila's curing up people right and left. Got a lady, like I said, 6 spots of cancer, only 1 left. I mean, this guy's turning him on. It isn't your youth, it is what you know, and people have to get with that. So don't be intimidated, you young guys and gals. Don't be intimidated by your age. That's your physical age. That's not your spiritual age. Some of you guys are old souls, so don't take that kind of thing standing. What people pick up is your knowingness. What you know about truth, it emanates from you. And people are polarized to you because you emanate truth and beauty and love. You don't even have to say a word. It comes from your energy, from your consciousness. People will be pulled to you. What do you know that I need to know? There are those people out there. And some are pulled like zombies to you because they don't have any consciousness left. It's been ripped away from the treatment, from pharmaceuticals and things like this. No hope. You're there to give them hope, truth, and how to get well. The process of getting well is reversing the process of getting sick. That simple. And once you learn what makes you sick, you simply reverse it. And you're learning what foods it took, what chemistry it took to bring you down, your body down. Not you, your body down. And how you can augment that chemistry, change it, and get your world back. Get your physical body back. You don't need it because you're not subject to food. But your body, through the endocrine gland system, can warp, it can affect your mind and emotions, and can affect your ability to get through to this world. Unless you're very conscious and above the mind and emotions, and they don't bother you. But if you're a mind chaser, a thought chaser, yeah. You know. So I would get a little herbal degree, start detoxing people, working with that, learning what detoxification is, healing crisis and stuff like this. An herbal degree is very helpful because it gives you something for people to go, oh, he's got something or she's got something. But don't be intimidated, you young guys and gals. You keep just to work with your friends, work with people that'll listen to you, be an example, and be a good example, loving example. Watch how you dress. People, especially because you're not just dealing with everybody your same age. You're dealing with older people that have opinions by the way people dress, and people wear no shoes and hair hanging down, all kinds of things. And you want to be a healer, they make judgments around these things. So I've always kept myself shaved through the years. I've always kept myself with dressing fairly properly and nice. It's just so you can relate to people, and people can break down those ideas and images some people have about, I come through the hippie stage, so I've always had long hair, and people have formed opinions about that. So I've had to look at that, because my goal, my job here has been to bring this out to you. And if I fail, nobody's going to get their butts kicked but me. And so I don't want my butt kicked that bad, because that's pretty bad if I fail. So I can't fail. So I'm not going to. And we're not. We're all working it, and it's doing. There's so many beautiful people out there. So fun stuff. Be a channel for the divine. That's all I can say. And your life will be incredible. Incredible. The freedom you'll get, and the ability to know and experience and to travel. Amazing. And you'll realize how little of a life this is here, this little drama here on planet Earth. And this is just short. This is like a TV station you turn into Days of Our Lives, okay? That's about what this is, Days of Our Lives. Over here's all my children. I wouldn't know about those soap operas. I just guessed. I'm really passionate about this. Good deal. Because that makes a good healer. Someone that's passionate about helping others, people that get it and understand and have a loving hand with others. Because you get a lot more with honey than you do with vinegar. You know that? But I don't know where to begin. Well, begin where you are now. Right where you are now. You know enough, obviously, if you're listening to this channel and working this program, you get it. And you know what it takes to get people well. Learn more about this. Interact on rawfig.com. Interact with the RD people, the people that have been through this, our schools and that are in our associations. Deal with help like this. If you're really that passionate and you're sincere, then we let you come sit with one of our counselors for a week or two to get a little bit of clinicals, to see what it's like dealing with those in advanced cases, because it's a terror. It's a terror. So you got to be strong, because you got a lot of very advanced sick people on this planet. No one's helped them. People keep giving them crazy ideas, and no one's helping them. There's so many bizarre people out there. We got a lady with half her face gone. She doesn't need black salve. She's working with some guy, keep putting black salve on it, use a hydrochloric acid on it, and it's like, this lady's face is already half. It's like, what are you doing? So there's a lot of people out there, I suppose with good intentions, that just are making things a lot worse. So you have to understand about acids and base chemistry and a few things. Not a lot. It's not in depth. And then you guys will make excellent healers and be able to bring people out of these deep, dark areas of despair and suffering and give them their life back. There's nothing like that. But that's the God levels, and that's the levels you start getting into on your way out of this world. You just don't come to this planet as a soul and never been here and become a healer. That doesn't work much. You generally have had quite a bit of training. Training that you might be unaware of. But the desire you have now means that you've been worked with, and now it's your time. So have fun. Start off helping people with what you know right now. Whoever will listen to you, you teach them about herbs and how to detox the body properly and why you're detoxifying. Explain the lymphatic system. No one knows about the lymphatic system. You guys are the premier people that understand the reality of the lymph system and the connection to the kidneys and the skin, the eliminative organs. No one knows that. So that you have up on people, and you'll be able to help people where no one else can. And that's what you're seeing here. years of suffering of people now getting their remedy because they're understanding truth. Not all this propaganda, this theory crap, this special interest lies that are out there, like your milk people and your Dairymen's Association, your Cattlemen's Association. These guys are highly constipated individuals in their consciousness. And, you know, when you have a product that hurts people, you end the product. But I'm excited about that for you, too. I recommend that. I'm most definitely going to take your detoxification, but after that, what do you recommend? Maybe some herb classes here and there, but then put your shingle out. Start advertising. Even if you see people in your garage or get a little space somewhere, you can find little rooms somewhere, little meeting rooms. I've been in everything you can imagine. I've seen people in my garage. I've seen people on my front porch. I've rented houses before and to live in and made part of it my office. I've lived in my office before, renting storefront. I couldn't afford to rent a house, so I'd live in the back. I didn't even tell you, I lived in the back of one of my health food stores. I mean, you do what you do. You do what you do to survive and live and get your message out. So I'm excited for you. Absolutely. I would love to start my own health business and work with clients. Absolutely. And that's how you start, Diane. You just have to start working with people. Find yourself a little desk somewhere, a little place. They'll find you. And especially when you start healing people. When you start curing people up of tumors and all this stuff, your reputation starts growing big time. That's why I'm saying if you follow this and get this, I'll build each and every one of your reputations up like you can't even believe it. I did a chiropractor who's now a medical doctor. I built his reputation up, and I mean to tell you, he had the largest chiropractic clinic in the country at one time. Then he moved here in Florida, North Florida. I won't say where because you'll know who it is. And so he heard about me and we got together, became real good friends. And yeah, I think his first case was a lymphoma, maybe a pancreatic cancer or something. Well, I helped him get that one. And I helped him with another one. Pretty soon, he starts to get it, how you cure these things. And now he's well known, people come all around to him and everything like that, you know. And that's the sort of thing. Get your reputation. Your reputation is based upon your knowledge and awareness of how you get people well. People are suffering with no awareness. Keep yourself balanced. Keep yourself focused. You know, when people start adding crap, like this guy's helping this lady putting hydrochloric acid on a raw face. I mean, this guy doesn't know the first thing of what he's doing, and he's hurting people. That can't be. See, you have to. That's why you guys are will be the premier healers of the world. You'll show how do no harm is a reality, and how you can go in and help people in some of the most worst of conditions where all life is lost and all hope is lost, and you give them the light. Yep. I want to see you do that, Diana. So, think about an herbal degree. If you want to sit in with someone here, you have to make appointments and stuff like that. But we only take people that very seriously want to get involved in helping others. Not just for your own information. That doesn't work. There's too much going on out here. Yeah. Let's see what this is. Photo from Helen. Hey, Helen. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Look at that. Is that cute or what? My family, Daddy, Baby Jake, and Mommy Helen. Real people with big hearts. Yeah. Isn't that neat? I love that. Help me from the most committed, hardworking detoxifier on the planet. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Now, this is from Helen. This is her family. Beautiful family, Helen. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Let's see what's going on with Helen here. Beautiful team and Dr. Morse. Love you, Helen. First of all, God bless you. You are beyond words. Helen Monasterio? I don't know how to pronounce it. So, forgive me. I am a mummy of one blessed child, Jake, age 10 years. Cutie, too. A wife to a most incredible Italian man. Been together since 16. They've been together since 16 years old, and they're 42. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool when you have a nice, loving family like that, you know. And you want everybody well, too. I write to ask for your guidance and to free my family from a battle that we should never have entered. Ooh. I have amalgam fillings when I was 16 years. They slowly robbed me of my health, and I had my boy at 32. Oh, wow. Wow, you had your boy at 32? Wow, and then that was it. I just stopped. The world went into slow-mo and hit the pause button. Wow. Thyroid down, adrenals flatlined, specialist after specialist. I never gave up till I got to the root cause. See, these are the spiritual ones. You guys are the spiritual ones that need to awaken up and help this planet make it, because it's wobbling. And you guys can do that. And this is just another advanced soul here wakening up to her journey here. I'm telling you, a lot of you start popping like that, start wakening up and realizing you're here as healers, you're here as way showers, helpers. Isn't that fun? I mean, come on. Got diagnosed, hooray. Heavy metal toxicity from 5 metals. Oh, wow. And mitochondria destruction. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you serious? So bad that it was in the top 5% of worst cases. My amalgams were removed, lost 3 teeth, but it's okay. Wow. Well, you know, you probably have that leaching too, like all of us. My whole mouth was full of metals. I tell you, I was giving a lecture here several years ago down the way at this big retreat. This dentist came up to me and said, I heard what you said about amalgams. He said, I disagree with you. And I said, are you serious? I went right after him. I said, you might be a good dude, but I said, you know what? There's been plenty of books, and I'm a chemist. So I can tell you that, no, mercury is not good for you. You don't suck on it like we did years ago and play with it in our fingers anymore. In hospitals, we declare it you know, what do you call it? Yeah, a serious spill. Yeah, we quarantine the area off. Oh, yeah. You know, and we used to play with that. Let's ask a hospital how they have to deal with a mercury spill to give you an idea. So, not toxic? Then why do we have to seriously quarantine and block off the area? Certain ways you have to wash the area. I mean, excuse me? So, you know, you could, this idea about suing people over stuff like that's ridiculous, because it would come through an unconscious period. This is unconsciousness. And, you know, thank God there's been dentists, you know, considering, right? Instead of the, pop it out and put a wood peg in it, we have better ways. But, you know, they too did not understand acids and metals and things like that. They too did not understand that. So you can't blame when you're dealing in unconsciousness. And this whole planet is unconscious. We're all unconscious at one level or another. Just the way it is. You can't be fully conscious and have a physical body. You'd fry it up like a piece of chicken. Can't do it. So, can't blame people for this, but we've got to breed awareness. For an example, if there are dentists today using amalgam fillings, they should be sued. Because we do know better now. We didn't know better then. We do know better now. So any dentist that use mercury in the mouth, sued. Can't do that. These are one of the worst neurotoxins on the planet, in my opinion. I tell you, when I see all these seizures from thimerosal and crap like that, it's just freaky. These poor little babies, and you trust and let them inject all these toxins in them, and then they go right in. I had one baby the other day just went right into a seizure right after vaccine, right after the shot, went right into a seizure. Oh, I guess there's no connection between the vaccine and the seizure because went right into it, did it? I mean to tell you, they play on the fact that we're stupid. What do they gear all advertising to 5-year-olds? They claim the average public can relate to about a 5-year-old, so that most advertising geared on TV is related to 5-year-olds, is what they said the other day. It's like, what? We're not 5-year-olds. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, mercury's a neurotoxin. So you know you could be down neurologically, not cellularly. But however, you did mention some destruction of mitochondria. Ugh. But we are dealing in acids. Okay? Mercury's an acid. And it's a neurotoxic situation, and that's not good. So the only way that you can get rid of these, I mean, chelation therapy, to me, dangerous. You have to be careful. I guess if you were in an extreme emergency, then chelation would be one of the ways you could use. I don't like messing with the blood. A friend of mine's an osteopath, and he has a line of chairs a mile long, and of course, chelation therapy all the way. With that said, though, that's blood chelation. What about lymph? Lymph is where the body dumps most of this stuff. So that's another take, isn't it? So you've got to get into your lymphatic system and really get it hunking. Of course, that goes back to the kidneys, getting them filtering, getting your adrenals up and everything else. Now, you submitted that the thyroid is down, the adrenals are down. So I submit to you, and let's look at these pics. My guess is you're not a tall woman. That's just going to be my guess. And that's going to put me into a possibility of thinking of what? Pituitary gland. You know, if you start to see your endos going down, several, like your thyroid is low, your adrenals are low, maybe you're having menses problems or something. I mean, you've got to think about pituitary glands once in a while. It's like I said, it's the only bump where you have to think outside of the box just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that will help bump all the other ones up. So that's what you would want to look at, get a picture of your eyes and look at that. Because this mercury toxicity could suppress the pituitary as well, you know, part of the central nervous system. Detox begins, no drugs, just supplements and diet to undo this mess. Alkalize the body as best can. Yeah, I mean, you have to realize that when you go on all these fruits and the berries, they have buffers in them for heavy metals. I suppose your best buffer for heavy metals is probably chlorophyll, though. You know, I think greens are probably a better buffer for the side effects of heavy metals, but grapes, known to pull heavy metals right out of the body. We do use seaweed sometime to pull heavy metals. If you look at our Kim Meadow, I use Irish moss. You know, so we know that there's detoxification through your seaweeds a little bit. So you could use that a little bit to do that as well. That'll give you also a little a kelp bump or iodine bump to the thyroid. Or you can use our Kim Metal Detox. But the bottom line is get that kidneys filtering, get your lymph system moving, and that's a system that'll clean the blood, clean everything up, clean your spleen, clean your liver, you know, clean these places that can house chemistry, and then, you know, get the kidneys filtering and stuff. Got smarter, regeneration of mitochondria and high-intensity detox over the last 2 years. Boy, this lady's been kicking butt. You get detox smart, just juicing, support the glands, and make progress. After being housebound and bedbound for years, still supporting a child and husband, and chores I got up. This lady is a hell of a woman. Man, honey, you're a hell of a woman. That's all I got to say. Got smarter, regeneration of mitochondria, and high-intensity detox overlap. Boy, I can feel your energy here. Along the way, live bloods show a rack of things, parasites, yeast, candida, but all the while still regenerating. Yep, you just keep going, keep cleaning, and keep rebuilding. Who cares? It's all you can do. And you don't even care. You just keep cleaning and rebuilding, and don't even look back. Keep going. And you'll get it, you know? And it won't stress you. Because you don't care. You're not living in your body, your emotions, and your mind. You're being free. You're being awake. You're being aware. The bodies will take care of themselves because you're channeling the highest healing power, the divine. I do enemas, and goodness me, when I bathe, I have a disturbing amount of gray cellular waste which comes out. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Oh. You guys are great. You guys know how to get, the pictures we get here, oh, you guys are getting some of the gnarliest looking nasty stuff I ever seen coming out of you. Holy crap. Wow. We just got a picture from a guy in one of the Asian countries, and I mean, this I would show you, but he's got his face on there, and I better not. But he's huge. Wow. I think this is a festering worm sac. It's this big. It's not a goiter. It's like a tumor, but it's an unusual one. I'm of the feeling that's full of worms. We're going to find out here pretty soon. Trouble is, we can't get herbs in that country, and that's part of our problems. But I want to see what this big-ass tumor is like. It's weird looking. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion from where this guy's from, he's got heavy parasites in this thing. Oh, I can't wait to see it. No, I'm surprised they haven't cut it off. It's pretty big. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I like this lady. She's on go. She's focused. She's got her. Oh. That's how you win the day. That's how you win the day. You take the day. That's how you win the day. Mm-hmm. My holistic practitioner has said this is cell waste. It's sticky gray paste. Heavy metal color. What a coincidence. This has been coming out for 2 years, and I have lymph swelling as my septic tanks are hard and full. My GP ignored this. Yeah. See, that's the problem, and you guys never ignore hardened, swollen lymph nodes. You've known by enough of these videos, danger, danger. This is a septic tank. And when your septic tanks are full, they don't allow the house to eliminate their waste outside properly. So it backs up into the house, right? Right. And that's what you don't want. That's waste inside the cells, around the cells, because the lymph nodes wouldn't allow that all to clean, bacteria to clean it up, and it all go out the kidneys or skin. So you're right on. Those lymph nodes are everything. And if you have swollen lymph nodes, get them down. And to get them down is to get yourself filtering. When you have a swollen lymph node, what's your first thought? I have a blockage, right? So where are you going to go with the blockage? You have to follow the lymph drainage. Why do I pee for? Just water? No. Cellular. Well, why do I have a kidney on each side then? And why do I have adrenal gland that controls that kidney, and what does that do? You know, I'm amazed, quite frankly, that the medical profession in all their intellectualism couldn't figure this out. But again, it's because intellectualism isn't awareness. Got to learn that. Intellectualism is not awareness. Knowledge is not awareness. It can breed and help you with awareness and gain more awareness, or it can have the opposite effect and shut off your awareness, right? Too much academics, too much thoughts, you lose your awareness. You get confused. Not enough, too simple. I mean, you play all that game. All right. Let's see where else we're going here. Been cleaning mucoid plaque in small pieces. That's good. Anyway, mucoid plaque, that's that black plaque on the bowel wall. Of course, you can't absorb through that crap. And that's white flour paste. I mean, think about white flour and paper mache and relate that when you eat a piece of white bread. And I mean, I worked at a restaurant growing up where we made individual loaves of bread for each table. And, hot, good bread. I'm a farm boy. Rip that open, get that center gupa, the starch, the gluten, make a hard ball and eat it. Delicious. Couldn't have been why I was so constipated. That in the milk, of course. No. Oh my God, no one told us. It's been the human learning curve has been quite a bit considering. But when you look at the migration of the Homo sapien outside of its native lands, the islands and stuff, and how they had to adapt to the colder climates and stuff, you can see why man took on the type of foods that he did to survive in the climates he went into. I can see that. And suppose, that this was essential to dominate a planet and then to turn it around, like with greenhouses and things like that, to take some of these areas that are remote, can occupy them, but you can also eat well. I mean, look at this. This is Life Below Zero. And this is the guy, his lady left him because he's kind of a butt. So his lady left him, but he's probably got the nicest place. He worked as a tugboat guy. It showed him last night. The show last night, Life Below Zero, is all about him. He's kind of a butt, doesn't know how to treat women nice, so he lost his. But to show you the survival of that. And I don't know where I was going to tell you about that, but something cool. Okay. Now, so where am I now? Where are you now? You're right here now, right? You're right here. Or are you over there? Where are you? I like to think I'm here now. My lymphatic system was so loaded, I don't have any eyes to look at, but my lymphatic system was so loaded that I now realize I was on the edge of death. Wow, isn't that amazing? My kidneys and adrenals have been hammered after 2 different doctors ill-advised me. I took, I can't even pronounce this, itraconazole, antifungals. You don't have to tell me anymore. I was reading this Worst Pills, Best Pills, and he had a whole thing on the antivirals and fungals, and my God, I never realized how many fatal events were associated with these. That's dangerous stuff, boy. I tell you. That's why you only use antifungals, herbal antifungals. They don't cause any death. Wow, amazing stuff here. So they put you on something that probably is in that chain of drugs that causes, and fungal 2 months ago to deal with my yeast. The dosage was very high, and for a month I was weak beyond words and told my husband this is damaging my kidneys. I should have trusted myself. You should have. You will the next time, though. To thank God that damage can be repaired. But look at this, and we're still getting cases of Accutane. Still getting a lot of cases of Accutane damage. That was bad. Somebody should have rocked for that one. And I bet you no one rocked for that one. Look at the deaths that people killed themselves over Accutane. My God. When you wake up at this level, it's shocking what man has done to himself. Shocking. But it's all in the course of God, creation, and the way it's set this up, and the way it's moving itself. I can't say I can always see down the road of future. I try not to even go there because I try to be in the now. And I try not to keep using the mind to and the vision, because you have to go to the causal world to see the future of what's going on there. Many places to see that. Actually, there's astro museums that you can visit actually to see some of the things coming to this planet. Matter of fact, you'll see that the history of Thomas Edison, how he had to take catnaps to visit these museums to see what he was doing. But there was other ones. I mean, look at yeah, right. Can't think of them. It'll come to me. I am getting back on my feet, able to take small daily walks, cook and clean, but I am still clearing back up lymph and colon as it's tearing. I have seen there is a Robert Morse clinic in the Coltswold, UK. Wow, look at that. Is this you? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. We'll have to look at that. Could the herbs help me get to my next level? I feel it is just my opinion, not to sell them because you can make them yourself, but I love herbs. And they make, in my opinion, and everyone here watches all this for all these years, they too see the difference with herbs. I love herbs. They make such a difference, I can't even tell you. You gotta love them. They were here for you. So you gotta love them. To be negative on botanicals is unconscious. These guys are here for us, and they make such a difference. If you've done all this without herbs, shame, you need to get on an herbal detox program. You need to head off on our 14-week protocol as much as you can. Get this lymph system, get this stuff rebuilt now. If you haven't been on herbs, honey, you're missing out. If your lymph system's that bad, you got to get on kidneys, the lymph, get on the endocrine gland, start building and going that way. Oh yeah, this will take you into a whole nother level if you've not used herbs yet. I am doing this for my baby son and the love of my life. We are Christians and know Jesus has pulled us through. But I also want you to tell you, sweetheart, I want you to do it for yourself, not ego. because God put you here. So I want you to do it for yourself too. You're the mama. And mama helps mama. You're a great love and a caregiver beyond belief. But you also help yourself, honey. Always. Without you, the family doesn't exist at that level. So help yourself too. I am the strongest person I know, and if I hadn't pushed through, I'd be dead for sure. I know I'm going to make it. You are, honey. And you give us a call. You get on some herbs, even if it's a Fab 4 or 5, get some Hill OT, whatever you need, but start detoxing your body and get this done the right way. You can buffer the metals. You can do all kinds of neat things with the botanicals that you can't do just on foods and stuff. I have a lot of love and passion for mankind, and I am damned if I ain't going to share it. Oh, I love this lady. Man, this is a good, Helen, lots of love from the divine, man. It's been a long path, but I feel like a marathon runner who get to the end. Oh, you will, Helen. Love you, man. Love you, sweetheart. Love to your family. You get on some herbs and get your butt cleaned up here, okay? And get yourself straightened around here. But I want you to think about your pituitary gland and your endocrine glands. All right. Well, I need to take a break here before we go on. And I'll be right back. I'm trying to see clients in between doing these videos for you. So Marcy's out today and I'm seeing her clients for her. So I've got the Jeffersons next. And you see a video on her. Her husband is a chiropractor. And she's MS in a wheelchair. And we got her up walking. And then she went overseas to visit her family and had a relapse. Motions. Interesting. And then she's been hitting him back again. So we'll see where she's doing, how she's doing, and we'll see. You know, so we'll see her at 2. I'll try to get back from lunch and do a few more. And just keep on going as much as I can this afternoon. I think I have a 3 o'clock too. So I'll see. But this whole week, you got me right here. See if we can take care of some people here. I hope, though, that those of you that are suffering real bad are not sitting waiting until we do a video. I guess that worries me. I don't want anybody to sit there and suffer when you can just call up and get help quick. Or as quick as we can. But I love you guys, and thanks for spending your precious time learning and growing. Take this information and help others, and you will experience an elevation of your life and another level of beauty and love, and we need to bring that. This has been such a negative experience here. It got caught up and people didn't realize it. So we need to show the world that you can just change the way you view things. Change the way you look at things and enjoy the beauty of it all. So, I'll see you back here. Great love, guys. Thank you. Back from lunch. Yeah, full of worms, my guess. All right, great question. Ooh, this ought to be good. All right, this is from Alex. Dear Dr. Morse, hi Alex. Thank you for everything you do for us. You're very welcome. One thing is, we can't let ourselves suffer. That's ridiculous. The humans need to pick themselves up and act like the divine beings that they can be. So, yeah, I'm glad you guys are picking up and we're all working this down the road. And this planet is just changing. It's changing little at a time. And maybe that's why you see some positive things popping up in places. So you just never know what influence you will have. The Hopi Indians, the Sioux elders, they don't think that's going to be too good coming, and neither does the Bible, and neither does Nostradamus and things like that. They all see a lot of things, but I think we're already in a lot of things. just wondering what your thoughts are on heroin and related opiate addictions and how to help individuals get their lives back. You know, again, this detoxification is the golden key, a golden key that unlocks your world of suffering. You know, you always want to get the residues of these opiates, and actually you can get addicted to anything. So you want to get these residues, chemical residues, out of the body. At the same time, I think when you fix your endocrine glands, you fix up here, your parathyroid, thyroid. That makes you stronger in the self. You fix the adrenals. That makes you emotionally stronger. So you start fixing up all these endocrine glands that add to the weakness of the individual in many different levels. And you start pulling people out of this. You can use essential oils, but flower essences are always great. There's flower essences. Running Fox Farms has flower essences. She has flower essences for out-of-body travel. She's a good egg. She's a psychic lady, beautiful lady, Running Fox Farms. Vermont, New Hampshire, somewhere up there. Use those for years. Love them. But you got to detox and clean these chemical residues out of the body. Oh, here we are, MS. Are these cases, generally speaking, good candidates for CBD? You know, you could. Absolutely could. It's a good question. Absolutely could. I've been experimenting with that myself. Getting mucus, either creating it or pulling it. And I don't know. I've been trying different ways. The vapes, I tell you what, I've heard people start to rattle during vaping CBD oil, and it's like, I don't know. Vaping an oil worries me. So a drop on the under the tongue, yeah, absolutely. But and good CBD oil. We're going to start carrying a high class CBD oil from one of the. From one of our people, our detoxification specialist, has a farm and really growing some good stuff. I've got some samples here. And some salves. You know, some hemp salves, which takes away the pain and stuff. But yeah, I think you're right with that. I do. Cautionary tale with the oils, but, you know, a good CBD oil. How would you combine your therapies with other modalities to help push through the initial stages of withdrawal? Well, there's plenty of herbs, and the thing about it, there's plenty of herbs for that. And of course, I work with the nervous system with that as well, because that's where you're going to see a kickback. So you could use the antispasmodic, you could use brain and nerve number 2, you know, and back that side up as well. Then I probably would use some green drinks with high parsley. I probably would. She should be walking right now instead of wheelchairing it. If you had to choose a limited regimen, would you be sure to include spasm? God, you guys are smart. Alex, I like how you think. Absolutely. You guys are getting it down. I mean, that's a mark of a good healer. Of course, you think about antispasmodic. You could do chemetal detox. You could do some seaweeds. We were just talking about mercury detox. You could apply it the same way. But detox you'll want to do. And by enhancing the adrenal glands and enhancing the endocrine glands, it'll make the individual stronger and happier within the self. Also, teaching them how to do a little meditation maybe, or how to do a little contemplation where they're kind of enjoying another level of fun, or another fun thing to learn how to do. You know, that gives them some self, some sucre. You know, the problem is that people feel empty. There's so much corruption, there's so much everything on this planet, and the human beings, it's unbelievable. And hopefully we're all part of this big move to uplift, to make happy. If you're not healthy, you're not happy. If you're in pain, hard to be a big smile on your face. It really is. And so this has a lot to do with man's happiness. and his pulling toward the negative forces, we're pulling him back toward the positive forces in a cliche kind of way, which is true. But you're smart, Alex. I love how you think. This is a good healer here because he's already thinking. Nervous system, spasms, absolutely. Good, 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 good. How much does the sequences of your protocols change based upon the present issue of the client? Not a lot. I'll tell you why. Because basically the body is simplistic. You only have a few organs and a few glands that control the organs. And so basically you're hooked together with tubes and pipes, that run the blood and run the lymph. So basically simplistic. So when we go after the lymph system, you're going after the endocrine gland system. Now think about the lymph system. You're going after the lymph vessels, the lymph nodes. You're going after the skin. You're going after the kidneys. You're going after the adrenals and thyroid. That's the lymphatic system, right? You could add bone marrow and some other precious things in there, but just think about that. Now, another thing you could add to that, if you needed to, especially with platelets and white blood cells, spleen. That would also come into the lymphatic system and the blood system. That's how the blood cleans itself. Remember, the spleen is how the blood cleans itself and refurbishes itself into the lymph system. It just shows you, it's just more proof positive that the lymphatic system is the sewer system of the human body, and that even the blood dumps what it doesn't want into that sewer system because it's more protective. It's lipid-based. See, so it's more protective against protein damage, which is acid damage. And that's what it's for. But it's so much more. A lot of physicians just don't understand. I'm sure they've got to ask themselves, how does the body get rid of metabolitic waste? And as one scientist, MD, said, he said, well, we thought it just got rid of it esoterically. And I'm asking, esoteric isn't a word that medical doctors use, because that's an ominous word that is not nailed down to anything. But right on, man. I wouldn't change it much. I mean, if you have a lunger, you use the lung formulas. If you have a pituitary, you can then interact with the pituitary. You can add where these people have problems at. But remember this, the lymphatic system is the one in trouble, and it flows through all tissues. So when you start working on the lymphatic system, you are touching basically all tissues. Eventually, as you hydrate and get everything moving, you're actually touching head to toe. You're actually hydrating and bringing in alkaline energetic chemistry that can change the consciousness of the cells. And you see that. You see the consciousness of the cells in some of these MS and Lou Gehrig's and things like this. And then as you see the consciousness of the cells changing, you see everything going back normal again. I mean, it's really incredible to watch this and to watch those souls going through this. So, good. Oh, I love what you're saying here. Yeah. Recognizing that the same systemic issues affect us all. Absolutely. Absolutely, Alex. Acidosis, kidney filter, absolutely. You got it right on. Just right on. Right on. Because the bodies are all the same. I mean, you got female parts versus male parts. But then there's great herbs for the females out there, and there's some great herbs for the males out there. So there's that in consideration, but basically everybody has the lymphs, the kidneys, just like you're saying. The kidneys, the thyroids, the parathyroid, everybody has the same stuff. The differences is the genetics. And that instills the different levels of consciousness within the cells. So genetically, your digestive ability could be less or greater than someone else's. Your adrenals could be greater or less than someone else's, your emotional components. So that all is jiving in with the divine who put this to work like this, because it needed each individual unit of itself to learn how to be that awake creative dreamer. So it had to take itself through this, discipline itself. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's pretty cool when you think about the whole thing and look at the whole thing, how God has done all this. But you're right on here, Alex. I love it. You're right on, man. Have you read Quantum Eating? I haven't. Thinning, I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty done reading. I got to get myself, I got to get the spiritual side more activated. The health side, You guys are getting this down. You guys are going to take this deeper. The clinic here, these guys are taking it deeper and learning and stuff. And so, Patty, the A&P professor, we're going to write a book, The Great Lymphatic System, together. She's dying to get this out, and I've got it half written. So, and she's a college professor, so it'll lead some credence to that for people that have to have that. But you guys are just, I am proud of you guys. Alex, I'm proud of you, man. Incredible stuff. Have you read Quantum Eating yet? Timing cadence of meals with circadian rhythms of the body and up to daily 18-hour dry fast. Well, I could understand that thinking. I don't know if I think that's too much of an intellectual dig in terms of trying to move with that as opposed to eating intuitively. You know, when you become more conscious, you're going to eat intuitively. There was this, she claims to be a breatharian in Australia. For me, that's where I tried to go. But to me, a breatharian is someone who truly lives off the breath, who lives off the carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. And those are your carbs, your fats, your proteins, but in a much more refined, energetic stance. And when you breathe the air, you're breathing carbon. Well, carbon translates into sugars. And also, in a sense, you're getting your sugar when you're breathing. In a sense, you know. But when you start refining and getting away from the need of digestion, everything starts changing. I don't know, Johnny Love Wisdom, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him. He's an old guy, kind of a crazy guy. I think he tried it. I'm not sure whatever happened to that guy. But, you know, there's been various people that tried it. I heard of a nun that lived in the Himalayas just on snow. So I don't know, you know. But this girl in Australia, this lady, claims that she eats intuitively, but is a breatharian. Those two don't mix to me. But a higher awareness person will eat intuitively. In other words, when you're hungry, you eat just a little bit, you go on. I think you'll find that your life will be involved with less focus on eating and more on higher things. And that when you do eat, you'll enjoy it to the max. And it won't be so, you know, huge meals and heavy meals and things like this, because you want to keep that. And what you're going to find is fruit, berries, and melons, highest nutrition, highest energy on the planet, keeps you light and mobile and flexible. When you start eating those heavier foods, it's like not only brings acidosis back in the body, constipation back in the body, it slows everything down. The mind starts to get dark again. It's like, oh, I guess what I eat does have an impact on me. Yeah, good question, Alec. I really like this. Absolutely. Does individual presenting an opiate addiction make spasm comp a priority over deworming, which I know is advised early on? Well, that's interesting. Well, no, I don't know. You know, it depends how bad they are. A lot of, I would say, I wouldn't want to put 50%, but I would say probably 40% of the people don't have worms or things like that too much. Everybody has microbes. I don't know. If it's a financial thing, it's why you have to make a choice, then I don't know. We can live symbiotic with worms to a certain extent, so if they're having a real hard time, you might do the antispasmodic. It'll help to check that neural response to that. You get a good take, Alex, good take. So thank you, my man. Thank you. Alex has got it right on, and this is the thinking of a good healer here. He's thinking outside of the box. He's looking at the withdrawal symptoms, spasm comp. He's thinking ahead. I love that. And that's what you do as a healer. You think of all the connecting links, the different herbs you can give to help tone down and help this. You would also think about, of course, lymphatics, kidneys, and all this. Once you get them filtering, you got to get this lymph moving, which then will pull out all these residues and stuff like that. You're going after the nervous system and enhancing it, because you're enhancing the adrenal glands and neurotransmitters, so that'll bring more happiness and more power to the nervous system and less addictive responses. What is that? Kutsa root. You could try kutsa root. Now, we do that with alcoholics, but you could try kutsa root. Good for addictions. So kudzu root is all over the freaking place. Japan gave us a whole bunch, and man, it's growing all over the place. So kudzu root, you can go find that one. That's a good one. All right. I've got my client here. I probably should go over and take care of them. I'll let them get themselves ready first, and we'll do one more. October 14th, and this is December 21st. So this is old. All this is old, and I apologize, but it's hard for me to get to them so much. And this is Oliver. Hello, Oliver. Hey, Dr. Morse, I wanted to ask your thoughts on honey. I love honey. Yep. I have stayed away from it and all sweeteners for many years, 8 years, as they are refined. Honey's not refined, though. Florida is full of honeybees, and we have honey hives everywhere. I had a huge honey section in my health food stores years and years and years ago. I had honey from grapefruit. I had honey from every carrot top honey. I had honey from everything you can imagine. I sold big barrels of honey. But I kind of got burnt out on honey, to be honest with you. Back in the day, we used honey on everything. You know, you just use honey on this, honey on that, and I got a little burnt out of honey. So I don't eat honey right now, but I don't see a thing about it. I think it's a nice treat. I don't see a thing about it. I really do. I use the royal jelly, of course, in my superfood blends. It's a lot of money. They charge a lot of money for royal jelly, but it's a queen bee food, man, and that's like, wow. You know, so when you're looking at nutrition, when you take like our superfood blends, you're getting more nutrition than anything you'll ever eat in nature, ever. The answer isn't always nutrition, is it? It's lymphatic too. You've got to have the twins. You have to have the nutritional coming in and the waste coming out. This makes sense. It's vital, because when one isn't happening, it can affect the other one. And it just and depends what the nutritional side is, what you think it is, whether it's acid-forming foods or whatever, can really slow up the second one. And you can't slow that up. You have to continually filter and eliminate metabolitic or cellular waste. It's just a natural process, and you can imagine that we do. You're always peeing, you're stooling, you're always eliminating waste and byproducts, whether it's of the digested material or the metabolitic material. I have tried raw honey here and there, and the next day I seem to have a few spots come up. You know, if it bothers you, don't do it. Don't do it. I just don't see anything negative about it, but some people have a response against it, and I'd say don't do it, you know, and I can't tell you why. It could be the different types of honey, the type of trees, pollen. I mean, who knows? Some people with heavy lymphatic system troubles might find that a problem. I don't know. It is linked to the sugar content. Cleaning. Is this linked to the sugar content? You know, sugar is just one of a broad range chemical composition of fruits and vegetables, of carbohydrates. Sugar is just one little bitty part of that. You know, I mean, look at mother's milk. Mother's milk is, 7% carbohydrate? Okay, so that's your sugars. Mother's milk, 7%. 3% lipids and 1% protein. Look at that. Boom, boom, almost half. You know, so you notice that the protein is the least part of the mother's milk. But then you have all the nutritional parts. You have the vitamins and minerals. You have all that stuff in there too. So I don't know. I don't know. Concentrated foods like that, it could have a hit on you. Cleaning. I don't know if honey is cleaning much. Highly nutritional, so I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. What are your thoughts on having a bit of honey with soaked walnut, vegan yogurt, and banana? Truthfully, I would have the honey and the banana, but I wouldn't do the walnut vegan yogurt. I mean, for a treat, Yeah, that might be good. But walnuts are the oiliest and the proteiniest of the nuts. And they're really for real northerner people. I mean, look where walnuts start growing at. But I think for a treat once in a while. But taste that and see if you get any mucus from it. You know, eat something like that and see if you get a blowback from that. Because what you're mixing here is you're mixing some protein with some starch or some carbohydrates, and you might get a little, digestive woes because you're mixing a walnut mixed issue with a fruit or a honey mixed issue and a banana. So you know, protein and a carbohydrate, they don't mix together. So you want to watch that and see if you get a blowback from that or any mucus from that. If you get mucus from that, then you're just clogging your lymph system again. And if you get mucus from something you're eating, your body doesn't want it. It's mucus forming. Or should I continue to avoid honey? I don't think you should avoid honey. I don't think that's essential. Nor do I think one should do a lot of it. I think it's a little treat thing. And I think if you look at the villagers that like in New Guinea and stuff, that go out and get the honeys, that's their treat. I think that's a good way to look at that. That's a treat. A good treat. There's the propolis, there's the royal jellies, there's all levels of this. It is such a gift from the bees, though. It is. It is. It is a gift. So I have no problems with honey whatsoever, and I disagree with Stanley Burroughs in the lemon juice fast, in the 10-day lemon juice fast, that you should avoid honey. I disagree with that. Think about this. If you use maple syrup, what do you have to do to maple syrup to get it from being a sap? You have to cook the holy heck out of it. Well, then you just lost everything that it represents. And so now you have just a complex or saturated thing of whatever, a gomulation. Tastes good, but I think when you're doing things, I like to make sure there's a nutritive input to that. So I see no problem putting a little honey, a tad of honey in with your lemon juice to use to detoxify with. I do not see a problem with that. I really don't need a sweetener with lemon juice myself. I just take it right down. But if you wanted to, you could just do a couple of hits of date sugar. You know, just a couple little sprinkles of date sugar in that would be good too. So those are a couple good types of sugars. Date sugars. There was a health food restaurant up the way in Sarasota, and they used to make the best oatmeal, or not oatmeal, chocolate chip cookies, I think it was. They could have made oatmeal raisin as well with date sugar. And boy, that was really good. Really, really good. But again, here you are with the grains, the acid-forming foods, but they call it health foods. But a cheat, okay. If you're living on that, then you're going to create acidosis and a lot of mucus in the body and go back to where you were or start new problems. So you use things like that as cheats and feel-good things, because you're going to experiment. That's what this world is about. It's like a new opening up a candy store to a kid. And that's soul here at the first. That's what creation is. God exploring itself. I like that. Yep. All right. This is Natalie. Hello, Natalie. Could you do a video on Zika virus and Guillain-Barré and what herbs will take this out of one's system? It may be timely for the people in Florida right now. Yeah. South Beach. Woo, party town, right? Well, there's no new... What did they just say on the news yesterday? I don't know if there's any new outbreaks or whatever. But remember, that guy that from Brazil that told us that the Zika had been down there forever, that the vaccine for it is when they started seeing the head problems. That I could buy into real easy. All right, thanks for that, Natalie. All right, so go back to viral loads. Okay, viral loads are protein loads, and proteins are acidic. All right, so you're always going to have an immune response to virals. Now, the body can live fairly in harmony with virals. There's a lot of people that walk around with high Hep C viral loads, HIV viral loads, things, herpes. The problem is when they take hold. They take hold when you lower the frequencies of cells. When you start to weaken, these become antigens. They become attachments to cells, cell markers in a way, to signal immune responses. This whole thing is about, signals and how you get the responses out, and, hey, come over here, and that sort of thing. Since it doesn't work through speech, it works through chemistry and magnetics. The frequency of something is a lot, and we've talked about this before. You can tell a frequency of any energy and someone that does. You walk up to some guy who's pumping with energy, you can feel that. Or you walk up with someone like this who just has none at all, you can feel that. And if you're not careful, you can take it on yourself. Go, whoa, I got to get out of here. I'm losing my energy. So I think that you have to understand that detoxification is the key. So if you get a Zika virus or any other viral loads, it doesn't matter. Epstein-Barr is another one. Epstein-Barr. It's such an easy viral to get rid of. It's not even funny. And they blame it on chronic fatigue. Epstein-Barr is like, see you later, Gator. But you got to get in and detox. And those of you that have the most lymphatic congestion are going to be the ones that hold the virals the longest. You're going to hold virals, just like we're talking about opiates and some of the residues. You're going to hold these in your body depending upon the relationship you have with moving lymph or not. Because if you're not eliminating residues of chemistry you're bringing in, where are they going? What's happening with them? What's happening with metabolitic waste you're not getting rid of? Blood's getting rid of them, right? Medical doctors need to grow up and get away from that one. They're staying at home. And we don't want them to stay at home, do we? You don't want your poop in your toilet to stay there till you go again, do you? You don't want anything to stay at home. Get out. Thank you very much. It's like a 20-year-old child. My son, a 20-year-old, time to go work. Matter of fact, it was time to go work at 16. Thanks, Natalie. But that's how you get rid of them. Like I said, be cautious with this concept of taking an antiviral, including herbs, and suddenly your viruses are gone. That's not true. Tried that years ago, using all the herb of antivirals and stuff. Nah, these are proteins. Got to detox them out. I better go take care of my client. Love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are good. You guys are getting so good. I was like, wow. One day I won't even have to read these. You guys are good. Alex, man, good. You guys are good. Thank you. The world needs you. The world needs you guys. So stay balanced. Stay grounded and balanced because the world needs you. All right? Oh, let me go take care of business. Now, but it's the end of the day, so I just got to... I want to cover a couple more before we close off for the day, but looks like I'm going to have to see Marcy's clients tomorrow too, so we're working that out. But I promise you I'd do a video every day till Christmas, and I'm going to do one every day till Christmas, one way or another, even if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm always up that, so it doesn't matter. Jonas. Hey, Dr. Morse, hope everyone is doing well down in Florida after the hurricane. Yeah, it didn't touch us over here. But this is a winter day out. It's overcast. It's got that it's winter type of thing. Isn't this a winter solstice or something? It feels like it's winter, right? It's like, I have a question on massaging the neurolymphatic points. It is something I can do throughout the day, or do you recommend it being done once a day? No, I think you can do it throughout the day, off and on, absolutely. Just like you do thymus thumping, and it would never hurt to do thymus thumping. Just thump your thymus a little bit. That's your T-cell production and a lot more that they don't know quite yet. We had to do some extreme digging. And even the endocrinology associations didn't know. We finally found where there are growth factors involved with the thymus gland, like with the pituitary. But it's hard to find any information out there. Hard to find information on things in research and stuff like that. But these lymphatic points, the hardest to do back here on your own. It's hard to do yourself back here. You can do yourself down the sternum and under the left breast here. Oh, that one always hurt. But down the back, you might have to have some help. I think off and on throughout the day would be great, especially when you're in trouble. If you have pressure or you're solid and locked hard, absolutely want to open this up. Open this up, good. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that. Thanks for the question there, Jonas. This is Anna. Hi, Anna. I am hoping for a miracle for my plaque psoriasis and my jawline acne. You don't have to hope for a miracle, sweetie. You just have to get your lymph filtering through your kidneys to get that out of there. That's all lymph, all acids. And all you got to do is get your kidneys to start filtering again. And if you don't know what that means, listen to the rest of the videos and look at that. Filtration of the urine. And I've said this to many of you, pee in a jar. It's our big thing here on this site, is the filtration of the kidneys. And you're looking for sediment. You're looking for sediment in your kidneys. So make sure you're filtering from your kidneys. Very, very important. And that'll pull all this acid out of here. By the way, check your thyroid. Basal temperatures under the arm could be a little low. I don't know if you sweat good or not. But as you start detoxifying, my dear one, and this could look worse temporarily, it's well known in our industry that when you start cleaning everything that's inside out, because this is an internal problem, not an external problem. You might see it externally, but it's an internal stagnation of the lymphatic system, which is the body's sewer system. This is sewage. And it's not difficult to get rid of once you get your kidneys filtering. She said, I have had these problems for over 20 years. And that's only because no one told you how to fix it. That's because we have a very low understanding of health on this rock here. But she's 39 years old. My psoriasis is not very bad. In the summer, it can be almost gone because of the sun. Live in cold Sweden. Ooh. I have been eating only fruits for 11 days now. Grapefruit, lemon, grapes, some dates, honey melon. Ooh. Lemon water, herbal tea, extra herbs for detox, ginger, curcumin, and nothing has happened. What should I do? How long till can see some? Okay. Big hugs to you, sweetie. I'll say, here's the thing. Pee in a jar and see if you're filtering. A good chance, of course, you're not. So try the 24-hour dry fast. You'd have nothing, even water for 24 hours. But you want to do fruits before that and fruits after that. But it might take you a while to get onto this. I tell you, but get on some herbs for the kidneys, herbs for your adrenal glands, herbs to clean up the GI tract. And if you can get, of course, you're in Sweden, and Sweden does allow our herbs in there. Get the GI broom if you can. Start cleaning up the bowels. Get your lymph moving. And start opening those doors up. And this will come right out. This will move right out. And you want to get this off of you. Because this means that your head is full of acids. And the teeth, the gums can recede. You can lose calcium out of your teeth with it. You lose your hair. Popping basal cells. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can go on when you retain acids like this. I don't know if you still have your tonsils or not, but these are all lymph stuff. This is all lymphatic stuff. If you have any rosacea, same stuff. All lymph, and it has to drain and out through the kidneys or through the skin. You can do some hot and cold applications on it. Hot and cold, hot and cold. It'll make it look better, but really you have stagnation of the lymphatic system internally. Get a picture of your eyes, Anna, and take a look at it and see what your lymphatic system looks like. And that's what you have to go after to fix this up. And you're going to want to, because you're 39 years young. You're a young woman. You got your life ahead of you, and you know how this plays out, because kidneys and adrenals have to be involved in your case. And so how that plays out in your future with tumors and all that sort of things. That's why you want to fix your lymph system now. And then you're good. Oh, we got time for one more, right? Yep. Yep. Adrian Voss. I have started the detox protocol using only fruit. Good man. Woman. Adrian. I had very bad IBS. Oh, look at this. In the summer and have candida, so I thought it would be a great idea with the season change to start to clean my body. I eat only organic food anyway and no meat. Good. But never been a raw eater totally. Well, jump in. The water's fine. Absolutely. And hit that raw and then kick it up to an all fruit diet and see. Even if you don't have anything you know that's wrong with you, have fun on the journey. Make this a personal journey of exploration and seeing how healthy and how vibrant you can get. Make it a personal, because it's your world, your journey, your life. No one else's. If you're suffering, what does Joe Blow over there care? I mean, they can't afford to care too much. It's you that have to fix yourself. So this is why I'm here on this planet right now at this time, is to educate you guys on how your human body works and how to fix it. And also a little secret on how to get God conscious, how to find your way back to where you're from, so to speak. Now, in my second cleansing week, I started to develop a very bad flu. Excellent. See, she did perfect. But some people you'll put on this fruit and diet and herbs, and they'll go into a healing crisis within hours. I had one guy who took his first dose of herbs and went right into a cold and flu-like symptom. Perfect. But it just showed you that his horses were at the gate trying to get out, and no one has let him out. As soon as he opened that door with alkaline chemistry and energy and stuff, bam! And that's what's happening to you. You want a cold and flu-like symptom. I don't care what anybody says. You want a cold and flu-like symptom, and hopefully with a fever. Why? What's your skin for? What's your largest eliminative organ for? And what is it's dubbed the third what? Kidney. It's a lymphatic organ. You know, the lymphatic system is 80% of interstitial fluid. 80% of your fluid that flows around all your cells is lymph fluid, only 20% blood. So how can you ignore a dominant fluid-based system that is the sewer system, immune system, lipid carrier system, buffering system? You can just go on and on and on. Major system the medical doctors overlooked. Too bad. So you want all this mucus. That's a great sign. Dump your sinuses. Get your olfactories where you can smell again. Things like that. Yeah, she got a cough too. The mucus is white colored, so it's basic stuff. You know, you want the yellow, and then you want the green and brown. And then you want the black. Oh yeah, most of you guys have thick black mucus in the lungs. So get them up. Notice when you have a cold and flu-like symptom, the beginning is just very clear stuff. That's recent. But when you get into the yellow, and clear is more acute, which is more the beginning stages of stuff. But subacute is a little deeper, and that turns the eye yellow. We talked about that before, but it turns your mucus yellow. Been in there a little longer. Then you get in a little deeper, right? Deeper, and that's the green and the brown crap. That's nasty. That's gnarly. A lot of good bacteria eating that up, trying to work that for you. But then you can get into the black sewage. Oh my God. I've had children get out black stuff out of the lungs and butt. Just nasty, acid, nasty stuff. So you can imagine having all this acid, nasty, oily, nasty stuff in you around your cells, that your cells are not going to be real happy. But you're just perfect. This is just what you do. Is this okay? Is this normal? Shall I stop the No! Keep on going, baby. You're just now getting your sinuses clean. You're going to smell better, hear better, taste better, see better. All of this. Heck yeah. No. Don't stop this, honey. No. Is it normal what is going on in my body? Absolutely. And to do better is to go to a mono fruit fast. And you'll get even more out. This is exactly what needs to take. Matter of fact, when I put someone on a raw food diet and put them on the herbs, and they don't have a cold and flu-like symptom, I'm going, what? How come? Too acidic? Everything agglomerated too much? And it just takes a while to get a certain level of hydration, just a certain level, and bam, it all just comes loose again. And it all just starts draining out of the head, mouth, coughing it up, mucus in the stools, mucus in the urine. But sometimes it just takes a building and a building and a building and a hydrating, and pretty soon it just cuts loose. Others, like yourself, cuts loose in the second week, some the very same day. So this is good stuff, guys. And you always want to know that that's one of your markers that detox is working, is a cold and flu-like symptom. Medical doctors have it all wrong. You don't treat, it's not a disease to treat. That's the financial side of that. That shows you the pharmaceutical world bank into that. And of course, toxic vaccines with thimerosols. Of course, you're going to knock them down with that. So you're going to end up taking all their money and then killing them. That'll take care of the population control. Oh, they got it down, I think. You just have to be awake to that and not fall into that, because there's so many poor precious souls falling into that insanity. It's just, and the stories we hear here every day, I tell you, we ought to write a huge book of some of the things that medical doctors claim and say. Holy moly. Oh, wow. This is Cody Smith. Hey, Cody Smith. I just saw one word here stuck right out at me. I see that word wherever it is, ek. Ek is another name for spirit, the prana, the life force. It actually shows up in old Sanskrit writings as ek. Interesting. I've read it. All right, so hi, Dr. Morse. It's Cody. Hi, Cody, man. I purchased your Hill All Tea, GI Broom, Parasite G, and the Fab 4, but I still need some other stuff from your store, so I will have to save for that. Anyway, in the meantime, I was curious if you could make a video on the ek. Ooh, and the teachings of it. I have looked into it, but I don't resonate with hell. No kidding. And no one does, as far as I'm concerned. There seems to be always that kind of issue. Harold Klemp, when Darwin picked him as the master, I always thought Darwin kind of did it so he could control him in one way, but then there was a big coup, so to speak, in Eckankar. And I was a priest at the time. And I'd been in Eckankar, by the time Harold took over, I'd been in since early years of Eckankar, and went through Twitchell and Darwin. So Harold just couldn't get and can't get souls awake to the soul plane, to consciousness. He just can't do it. He's still trapped in the lower worlds. And his teachings show that and demonstrate that. Yet the Ek teachings are of the higher worlds. So it's an oxymoron, and I've always hated that he gained control of the Eckankar teachings, because this is my humble opinion, that individual is a little bit of narcissistic and didn't have the ability to get him to the soul plane. And that's what you want. You want to, a lot of you guys that are listening to me, you're not going to be satisfied unless you get a master, a real master, because they're going to teach you how to be conscious. Some of these others are playing the game of creation and metaphysics and things like that, and it's like, no. You'll know the difference between consciousness and the game of creation, and you can tell in the very master's teachings, or what they purported master or guru or whoever, by guru, whatever. You'll be able to tell. If I can get you guys up to understanding consciousness, then you'll be able to see through all the fallacies in the lower levels of consciousness, and you won't be trapped there. And I know for some of you that sounds bizarre and everything else, I'm sure. So apologize for that. There's two sides of me. One is the physical, get healthy side. The other side, let's understand God and have that extremely high experience. So, I wouldn't mind doing that sometime, talking about Eckankar and the teachings. Eckankar started out with Paul Twitchell. Well, you have all the Ek masters. Holy moly. These guys, I followed a lot of teachings in my world, but nothing like the Ek masters. These guys will come to you, pull you out of your body. These guys don't play around. These guys are powerful beings. I just tell you, they don't mess around. Fubi Quants can pop right here and talk to me while I'm talking to you. That's how bad he is. He used to do that to me while I was lecturing. Pop right here and start talking to me. And I'm giving a talk to maybe 100 people. And he was teaching me how to listen and give a talk and let the talk flow. Not try to think or plan my talk, just be my talk. And he taught me that. He taught me a lot of things. He taught me if you quit thinking and quit talking, there's nothing you won't know. That's his big thing. If you stop thinking and stop talking, there's nothing you won't know. Because remember, when we engage activity, we limit our awareness. Because we're engaging, we're focusing. So that's what meditation was supposed to be for, is unfocusing, although some meditations are focusing. But when you have to realize that you are part of the all that is formless, and it's very difficult when you're in form to understand that until you have out-of-body experiences. It's very difficult. You have to remember before you got here. And some of you do. Some of you remember before you got here. I'll talk to you. So this is cool stuff. I love the spiritual side of life because it's the love side. It's just a good side. It is the 1111, and the 1111 is where you have individuality, but then you have the social. You have the many. See, if you want a society, you have to maintain the individuality and freedom of its occupants, then have a social order. You can't have a social order without giving the freedom of individuality. You can't have socialism the way it is set up on this planet. That is of the negative forces, and you will lose your freedom and your life. You lose expression and everything else. And you have only a few people controlling everything you do and say. And you're regulated out the butt. Your government tells you everything, and you're taxed out the butt. And that's where this leads if you follow socialism. And it's easy to look at that because the whole world, there are countries of socialism out there. Russia, France, a lot of them. They also associate communism to socialism a lot of times. I'm just a visitor on the planet. I'm just telling you what I see and what's in law, what's out there. Because I've studied law too. And I need to know that language. Remember, the lawyers wanted their own language, so you have a whole different dictionary. Webster Dictionary doesn't apply in law, and it doesn't apply in the medical community. They wanted their own language so they could fool you and get things over on you. I mean, look at this. In the IRS, an individual means a corporation. I'm an individual. Oh, really? You're a corporation. What? I'm a person. Oh, you're a corporation. I'm a corporation. I'm a person. Nope. You see the words of art that they use. These guys are just sickening. We don't need to do that to each other. Man doesn't realize you don't have to hurt each other. You love each other. It's better. I have looked into it. Harold Klemp doesn't resonate with me, as I do with Paul Twitchell, but I'm having a tough time understanding it. Well, okay, so let's look at this for a minute. They're just reading about it. Also curious about your online classes. They're supposed to be, we're going through some things with that, and the attorneys and stuff. Holy crap. But I was hoping to get these online classes up and going here within a few months, but I don't know. We're kind of in meetings. God, I don't work that way. I roll. I'm different. I was raised different. I was raised by a farmer guy that made things happen. You want it to happen, you make it happen. You don't sit there and wait for someone to make it happen. You make it happen. Because if you don't, it doesn't generally get done, does it? So if you want something done, you do it yourself. And that's how I was raised. So sometimes I probably do too much that way. But well, Eckankar started out, at least through Paul Twitchell's works. Now, Paul Twitchell, this guy had at least 4 typewriters going simultaneously. And he wrote, how many books did he write? A ton of them. And he had spiritual beings in his room all the time guiding him. Of course, he was out-of-body travel as a child. So he already knew a lot of the worlds. And he'd studied other teachings on the planet at the time, all bringing him to the Ek teachings. He studied the Radhaswami, the Singh group, Kirpal Singh, that group, the Yoga of Light and Sound, that's the soul plane. He studied them, and then right after them came the Ek masters. Which is true, they come from much higher. But these are all levels. It's like high school. When you graduate from one, your teachers are ready to teach you at another one. The same thing spiritually. When you graduate from this level, Your spiritual guide is there at another level, ready for you. It's so much fun and cool. Look to these spiritual giants as blessing beings, because they have been there and done it. They've been through it. But it started out as the science of bilocation. If you look in Christianity, you will see a ton of stories about bilocation. A lot of the saints were seen in several places simultaneously. Who was it? St. Paul, or one of them. He was in prison at one time. They had him in prison, but they kept seeing him outside of prison, walking around. All kinds of things. So what it is telling you is simply that you're not your body, you're only using it, and that you have the ability to move your attention out of it and put it somewhere else. That's all it is. Nothing to be afraid of. It's reality. Because you are the infinite. You come from the infinite, the formless. You're the beautiful part of the divine, the individual expression of the divine. What's your feedback to it? What are you giving back to the all? Are you giving back a lot of backbiting and judging others and all that? Or are you helping it with its journeys, with all the journeys of all its people? Are you giving love and being a way shower? You got to see what you want to do in the worlds of God, because this journey is ending for a lot of you guys. Even though you're young, this journey, you want to make this your last lifetime. You want to, when you leave this dimension, you don't want to come back to it unless you just got here. I've talked to a lot of individuals that have never been to the physical levels, and some that just got here. And there's nothing you can do about that. That's the nature of it, and let them have their journeys and stuff. One, I know this soul just got here not too long, and he's raising hell all over the place. Just, you got every level here. That's the thing. You got to realize you got every level or state of consciousness here. So it's somewhat difficult. Ooh, I better be careful here. Okay. So I think I better leave it at that one. So Eckankar started out with that, Paul Twitchell giving you an understanding that you're more than what you think you are. Then came Darwin, who took all of that and said, you know what? All these worlds are out there. You can travel through them all you want. You can go to golden wisdom temples. You can go to all these cities of learning. I call them cities of learning, where the inhabitants, people don't live in some of these cities. They go to the cities to get educated. So there's some neat things. The way some of these worlds are designed and the beauty that you see in some of these worlds are just no words. No words. So to me, that should be the focus, is who are you and how do you find out? That inner question of what the heck am I and who am I? So the only way you can find out, and so that's why Paul Twitchell brought out that. Darwin brought out the present moment. He said, live in the now. His books were more about being in the present moment and living in the now, and he took that knowledge, which it's kind of good to have to understand that, and then living in the now, which pulls you into the soul plane or into consciousness. Harold came along and nah. So I see what you mean. But these Eckmasters are still very much out there all over the place, and a lot of us are still using them and works with them, and they work with you, and you'll see some of them. I'll bring some pictures here for you so you'll have some ideas. I did bring some pictures here. Now, this is Light C. A lot of you know Light C. This is Gopal Das. A lot of people think he looks like Jesus, but that's not true. That's Gopal Das. Gopal Das, you see a major airline crash, he's there. Helping the souls, he's there. Cool stuff. Let me just show you some pictures of some spiritual beings. I won't even read the names. It's some pictures of some spiritual beings. Okay. This Katadaki, whew, she's a lively one. Holy moly. She's powerful. She doesn't look at this guy. Very stern. This is Gabriel. You have some ascended masters here. Here's Fubi Quantz, the man I was just telling you about. He's something else. Purported to be 2,000 years old. Who knows? They and keep their body. Here's another female master. Litter. Another female master. Another female master. Oh yeah, Milla. Powerful being, this one. Oh, this is Milarepa. I have a thing for Milarepa. They claim he can change his, when he was here, he could change his body into a snow leopard. He lived up in the caves. This is the one where he lived in the dungeons of a black wizard for years and years and years. And when he found his true master, he's the one the master made him tear down his house several times until he built it for the right reasons. Yeah, Milarepa. Milarepa. Very powerful being. Milarepa. These are spiritual beings on the inner planes, and you will see these guys and gals helping you. I don't know if I've seen her before. Oh, yeah. You might recognize some of these, some of you guys. This guy is pretty powerful guy himself. So you have a lot of Rebazartars. You have all kinds of spiritual beings out there that are helpful of all levels. Thank you guys so much for taking your time out of your day and listening to these videos and learning and growing. My love, and all those I'm sure follow. So to our next video, you guys have fun tonight. Travel far and enjoy yourselves.